I have breaking news to share with you today. Top economists are predicting that a recession will hit the United States in 2024. This could mean massive interest rate cuts. Many households can also expect to see adjustments made to their monthly benefits from the SNAP program in just a few days. My dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to hear about all of these details. Also, this coming Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways.
We've had a running discussion on some previous hearings that the is it a 990 form, where tax exempts, whether it be from a hospital to these, does that form need to be redesigned for what the community good, what the mission, for both for research purpose, but also for us doing tax policy?
Yes, thank you for your question. As you know, CRS is a nonpartisan organization, so I can't say whether the form should be designed or redesigned or not. I can describe what information is presented to the IRS from exempt organizations on those forms. The Form 990 generally has information about revenue, assets, and expenses of the organization. And then the schedules to the 990 contain more specific information, and organizations may have to fill out those various schedules depending on different circumstances. So as I mentioned in my testimony, the Schedule B contains information about substantial donors, which is generally understood to be $5,000 or more a year.
Okay. And just, I don't mean to be leaping on, but the professor said something which was far beyond even things I've read, that there could be as much as $4 trillion in assets held by these. Is that something that CRS would actually be able to document, or is that a number you've seen?
Yes, the IRS does report aggregate data from the Form 990, and so that is information that is able to be found out. And I was able to look up some specific numbers during my preparation for this hearing. So, for example, the IRS reported that in 1992 to 2022, the number of 501c3 organizations grew from 546,000 to about 1.48 million. And then there was in lockstep with that increase, an increase in the number of assets that they hold. So from tax year 1990 to tax year 2020, total assets held by C3s grew from 696 billion to 5.5 trillion.
5.5 trillion. Okay. At some point, that's actually going to be another area of research. Ms. Rold, and same sort of question on, would a change in the 990 forms make at least understanding what's really going on out there in the world easier for the researchers? And that same question for everyone.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I'd be happy to submit for the record reports that we have made suggesting a variety of changes on the 990 and 990PF. The most single obvious thing would be, in the case of Arabella Advisors, they have literally hundreds of fiscally sponsored groups, and nothing in the 990 requires them to say anything about those particular groups, which lets those groups hide in greater darkness than a regular nonprofit like mine.
Now, friends, according to Newsweek, the USDA has adjusted the amount of SNAP allotments per household at the beginning of each federal fiscal year. Adjustments are made to the maximum allotments, deductions, and income eligibility standards for the SNAP benefit. These modifications are driven by fluctuations in the cost of living, representing the financial requirement for maintaining a basic standard of living. SNAP is designed to help American households meet adequate nutrition through food and drink. Households with more people in them will receive more money, depending on how much a household earns. Eligibility is determined based on the monthly household income, including earned income from employment and other assistance programs, such as Social Security payments, child support, unemployment insurance, and cash assistance. It also takes into account the assets of a household, for example, how much money they have saved in a regular account. But Newsweek has also noted that any assets that are not accessible, such as the household's home, personal property, and retirement savings, do not count. So overall, most individuals with low or no income are entitled to SNAP assistance. This year, rates for households have risen. According to the USDA, a household size of 1 may be able to receive as much as $291. A household size of 2 may receive $535, and a household size of 3 may receive $766. For residents of Alaska, Hawaii, Guam, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, the criteria is slightly different. In Alaska, rates are based on whether you live in a rural or urban area, with rates considerably higher if you live far away from a city or populated area. Also, friends, Business Insider has said that the U.S. economy will slip into a recession next year, and that will lead to the Federal Reserve bringing in steep interest rate cuts. UBS, a top European bank, said back in November that it's expecting the Fed to respond to falling inflation and an economic slump by slashing rates by an eye-popping 275 basis points. That is nearly 4 times the 75 basis point reduction the market is currently expecting. Since March 2022, the Fed has lifted borrowing costs from near zero to around 5.5% in a bid to clamp down on soaring prices. Inflation hit a 4-decade high of 9.1% in June last year, but has since started to cool, although it's still running way clear of the central bank's 2% target rate. That tightening campaign would be expected to weigh on the economy, but the United States has avoided a recession so far. The country's gross domestic product expanded 4.9% in the third quarter, for its highest growth rate in 2 years. Meanwhile, the jobs market has also held up in the face of the Fed's interest rate hikes, with the unemployment rate creeping up in recent months, but still hovering below 4%. Also, with mortgage rates remaining elevated and fewer houses listed for sale, homeowners sitting on favorable rates are getting more value out of their money. U.S. homeowners with a mortgage rate under the current average of 6.67% saved $66,000 by not selling their home in December. That is more than the $55,000 that Freddie Mac calculated in July. Freddie Mac estimates that locked-in homeowners had saved a total of $800 billion as of October, as 6 in 10 borrowers have a mortgage rate below 4%. Higher interest rates prompted many homeowners to stay in their homes instead of selling in the fall, sending housing inventory down and existing home sales to their lowest levels since 2010. A new data report shows that high mortgage rates continue to weigh on the housing market, despite their recent downtick from the highest levels in more than 2 decades. So, dear friends, how is the housing market in your city or town? Please let me know in the comments section below. Well, my amazing and most awesome friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. My dearest friends, thank you so much for being part of this community. This coming Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. Remember, the more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you, and have a wonderful and very blessed week.